Hi everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favourite mango from outer space. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Commander is a format filled with possibilities. Almost all the cards ever printed are Commander legal, and that makes a lot of choice. So much in fact that cards either get ignored or even forgotten and replaced with something else along the way. I'm here today to share with you some forgotten commanders. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Number 1. False Cure. An instant spell that costs 2 black mana to cast and says the following. Until the end of the turn, whenever a player gains life, that player loses 2 life for each 1 life they gained. A pretty wacky card, but actually very effective when cast at the right moment. This card plays incredibly well against any life gaining decks, which overall are pretty popular in the Commander format. I mean, look how many aristocrat based decks are floating around these days. Opponents will have to think twice whenever they're pinging damage and trying to sap life from us, especially when you have a card like this in your hand. You can buy this card for around $2. Number 2. Iron Crag Feat. A sorcery spell that costs 3 red and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Add 7 red mana. You can cast only 1 more spell this turn. Mana ramp is no easy achievement in red, but this card can propel you massively ahead. Sure, we can only cast 1 more spell this turn once it's cast, but you're going all in anyway, yeah, when you play a spell like this, meaning you're wanting to cast 1 large big splashy spell in the first place. I run this card in my Tibalt Cosmic Imposter deck. Tibalt Cosmic Imposter costs a lot of mana to cast, so getting him out can be a bit tricky, but a card like this helps to get him out very fast. You can buy this card for around 59 cents. Number 3. Nature's Resurgence. A sorcery spell that costs 2 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Each player draws a card for each creature card in their graveyard. Oh, I love to draw cards, and Nature's Resurgence fulfills this wish well. At the right moment, after a board wipe for example, cast this card and watch the cards come flooding in. Best thing is this card's very budget friendly, as you can buy this card for around 40 cents. Number 4. Mindlock Orb. An artifact spell that costs 1 blue and 3 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Players can't search libraries. Short, sweet and simple, but very effective. This card can cause real havoc. Searching libraries is one of the strongest mechanics in the format, so naturally it's very popular, especially in the more competitive side of Commander, cEDH. If you can shut down people's tutors, you can really curve your way ahead. Oh, and annoy your opponents in the process. You can buy this card for around 50 cents. Number 5. Mirror Reeve. An instant spell that costs 2 blue-white hybrid mana and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Each other creature becomes a copy of target non-legendary creature until the end of turn. What makes Mirror Reeve so special is that you can target any creature on the battlefield. It doesn't have to be the one of your own. There's so many ways you can use and abuse this card. For example, you can get political and do things like cast it on your opponent's turn so that they can attack with a huge board of creatures onto another opponent. Perhaps even use their own copied creature against them. Or you can use it to protect yourself or attack for the win yourself. There's many possibilities of a card like this. And you can buy this card for around 99 cents. Number 6. Body Count. An instant spell that costs 1 black and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Spectacle. For 1 black mana, you may cast a spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. Draw a card for each creature that died under your control this turn. Spectacle is pretty easy to achieve. The dream here is to cast Body Count straight away after a board wipe, and hopefully someone has lost life this turn. This means we can cast it for just 1 black mana and draw a large amount of cards based on how many creatures died this turn. Body Count is relatively new as well, but I rarely see it being played, which makes it feel forgotten. But please don't sleep on this card. I find it to be very powerful. And remember, it's that instant speed. You can buy this card for around 70 cents. Number 7, the final card on my list. Vidiian Revel. An enchantment spell that costs 2 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Whenever an artifact is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, you may draw a card. Okay, hear me out. Imagine this card against treasure tokens. You're going to scare opponents from using their treasures, and if they do use them, you're going to be drawing a crazy amount of cards. It's a win-win situation. You can't go wrong running a card like this. It can very rapidly slow down the pace of the game, or even bring down the power level. This card can thrive in both casual and competitive formats, as in competitive Commander, the format thrives on treasure tokens. You see them all the time. You can buy this card for around $1.70. Okie dokie everyone, that is the end of my list. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you kindly drop a like and subscribe to the channel? I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. It's a huge goal of mine, and making that milestone would be amazing. I'd love to know if you have any recommendations on cards that have been forgotten. If you have, please share them in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and answer back to as many of the comments that I can. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.